Hey everybody, I'm Justin with AmericanMuscle.com, and today we're taking a closer look at and installing the SR Performance rear shock available for your non-MagneRide 2015 and newer Mustang. Now, you should be considering the SR Performance option here if you're looking to replace a blown out or high mileage factory shock on your S550 Mustang with an affordable upgrade over a stock replacement thanks to the monotube design. So again, these are going to appeal to the S550 owners out there for a couple of different reasons. Now, first and foremost, if you're still on your factory dampers, basically your stock shocks and struts, and the ride is just complete garbage, or if you've known you've blown something out, well then, obviously it's time to start looking into a replacement. Now, if you already have a set of lowering springs or you're planning on installing a set, the SR Performance shock and strut setup that we offer here at AmericanMuscle.com, I'd say be a perfect choice because they're gonna be a very affordable option and are better suited to handle that lower ride height and firmer spring rate a lot better than your factory dampers would. Now, these also feature a slightly larger internal piston to help provide better overall damping and rebound, but with that in mind, you can still use these with the factory springs if you'd like. That is totally up to you. Construction is pretty much what you would find with any shock, aftermarket or factory. You're looking at a burly steel construction here, finished in a black powder coat for a stealthy or stock appearance. Again, guys, these SR Performance options do feature that gas-charged monotube design, along with that slightly larger internal piston we talked about earlier. I do also want to point out, guys, that these are sold individually. So if you'd like to replace both the left and right shock, obviously make sure you're grabbing two. And same can be said for the front. If you'd like to replace all four at one time, we do also sell the SR Performance struts for the front, also available for the non-MagneRide S550s. Now, your price point for the non-adjustable SR Performance shock here is going to land in that very low $100 range, which certainly does make this, I would say, the most affordable monotube replacement on the site at this time. Now, C&L does also offer a twin tube option. It's going to be a bit more affordable than the monotube SR Performance here. But again, this is going to be a little bit more performance oriented for guys out there looking for something that will be a slight upgrade over your factory dampers, and again, are better suited to handle those aftermarket springs. Install, according to the site, guys, is going to get a very soft 3 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter here. Certainly far easier than the front struts, but nevertheless, figure, I would say, at least an hour to complete from start to finish. But now, what do we say we throw things out to our boys in the shop? Let's check out our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
Tools required for this install include an impact gun, a clip remover tool, 6 and 15 millimeter wrenches, an extension, 15 and 16 millimeter sockets, swivel adapter, 15 and 18 millimeter swivel sockets, and a 15 millimeter ratcheting wrench. What's up, guys? Today we're installing a rear shock on our Mustang, so let's get started. So we're going to start on the bottom here with our two 15 millimeter bolts. Take a 15 millimeter socket and pull those out. Next, we can go up top and remove these two 18 millimeter bolts with an 18 millimeter socket. And now with those removed, we can just pull our shock straight out. So now that we have our factory shock removed, we're gonna have to transfer over our shock top onto our new one. So we'll pop this plastic cover off, and then there's a 15 millimeter bolt. So I'll grab a 15 millimeter socket to remove that. So now we'll start off by popping off this cap. I'm gonna use a clip remover tool, or you could use a flathead screwdriver or any kind of pry tool. Pop that off, and then grab your 15 millimeter socket to remove that nut. Now our stud's spinning on this, so we can't get the nut off with an impact. So grab a 15 millimeter ratcheting wrench for the nut and a 6 millimeter wrench on the stud, and we'll pull it off that way. Twist that nut the rest of the way off. And now we're also going to need our dust boot as well as our bump stop you can pull that down. We're gonna have to pop this ring off first. Now, if it doesn't come off for you, you can use a flathead screwdriver and a hammer just to tap that up. And then you can slide that off as one piece. And now go over to your new shock, twist the nut off and that ring, slide your bump stop and your dust boot out of the way, slide that ring on, get your shock top, thread your nut on, and then we're going to use a 16mm socket to tighten down that nut. And then once that's on and nice and tight, grab your cover, pop that back on, and now we're ready to get this back on the Mustang. So now we can grab our shock, we're going to slide it into place, and then I'm going to work on the bottom bolts first. We'll get those in hand tight, and then we'll work on the top before we tighten everything down. So now we're going to start at our bottom mount. We're going to slide our bolt up through the bottom. Our new shock doesn't have any threads in it, so we have a nut included that's going to go on the top of that bolt. Just slide your bolt up and through, grab your nut, thread it onto the top of that bolt. And then just go ahead and do the same thing on the other hand. And now we can go up top and get our shock into place. And then thread in your two bolts. And now grab your 18mm socket and tighten those down, and then we'll go back down to the lower mount. Now we can tighten down our bottom two bolts. Now I'm gonna use a 15mm wrench on the bolt side, and then I've got a 16mm socket on a swivel adapter and a long extension to get to the nuts on the top side. Now it's gonna be really hard to get a wrench on the forward nut on the bottom mount, so I'm just gonna flip it and use a socket. So get your socket on there, grab your wrench on your bolt. Just be careful not to have your extension too close to the dust boot on your axle. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the SR Performance rear shock for your 2015 and newer Mustang without Magna Ride. Thank you for watching, and for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.